or because maybe they hadn't been fans, or even if they had been fans, they didn't study it for what it was. It didn't translate to them knowing how the shit was supposed to look and doing it in the ring. And you could work out the stuff in class with them where it moves, where they can use their athleticism and show their strength or their agility or whatever. I mean, there's endless varieties of those. But what you couldn't do was have them put it all together at a string along with the basics. The basics seem to be the trouble spot with some shooters or legitimate athletes from other endeavors. And they couldn't put it together where it made sense with what they were doing, or they were somewhat stop and start with their motions or whatever. So I'm not, these guys do have some potential, I think, especially the taller one as I watch them more, but they shouldn't be on national television. They should be, I hate to say it, not NXT, because they'd be on goddamn national television. You can't hide a motherfucker in developmental anymore. For the first couple of years in OVW, they didn't want us to fucking syndicate our TV any further because they didn't want anybody to see these motherfuckers at all. And now they're putting them on national TV when they still ought to be in a fucking rec center somewhere putting in repetitions. So the announcers are smashing their amateur backgrounds over because that's their calling card, that's the way they're dressed, and
I can't do anything here, it's not coming up.
Downfall because they look nerdy as fuck. And they don't look like Rick Steiner and Mike Rotunda did in goddamn amateur singlets. They look like
Here, come up on the gate.
Wally and Beaver, don't they? And they're not smooth, and they're green, and they should be hidden somewhere. It looks to me, I would say these guys are at a 4-month wrestling school level right now, and I know they've been in NXT a lot longer than that.
Open the gate for us.
So and everybody trying to showcase their athleticism is being too complicated and trying to have them do shit that's too complicated, and it looks rough. They should be going for a degree of difficulty of 5, an execution of 10 instead of the opposite. But Ciampa and Same Face were trying, but I don't know what they're doing here with these guys on national television right now. Can you disagree with any of the things I just said?
I don't know what they're doing with their tag team division on national television right now. That's the one big thing that Vince McMahon killed, that let's see how Paul Levesque treats it. Right now, they don't have the teams. And they try to put them out there. And when you have multi-team matches and gauntlet matches, I don't think it really helps anyone. But DIY, they're trying. They're trying really hard. Like the Rockers were 40 and going bald, they're DIY. I don't know what. Like they're trying to be like a youthful tag team. Look at them. And then you have the Creeds, who are physically impressive and as bland as 1983 Bob Backlund.
I can't do anything.
I mean, the tag team division is a problem. But let's see how it develops over time. It's just crazy when you think about the rich history, even there, in the 80s and 90s, of tag teams, and that is nothing. There's nothing of any value.
Now somebody's going to get mad because we said these people are of no value.
That's not, as tag teams, nothing's clicking, nothing's working. There isn't a tag team that's super over.
No, I think there's also several people there that just have no value as human beings. But anyway, so finally at 9 o'clock, here comes our savior to save us from... Oh, and there was a girls' tag team match and a SmackDown Rock recap. But then at 9 o'clock, as I said, here comes Cody. And before I even talk about what he said and did, and this may lead into another topic we're going to have to talk about the horrible double standard with The Rock
going on
over the
here?
WWE.
Here, come up on the
He's
gate.
holding them hostage. Do you have the ratings? You sent them to me. That's how I knew about it. Can you pull up the ratings for Monday Night Raw for the episode? And by the way, we are talking about, we didn't even date this thing, March 18th. But I want to illustrate who the most